right there on the wall. You can sort of see it. You can't see it very well here, but you can sort of see what that is. So this is the second piece of the puzzle. This is what we needed. So now taking these two pieces and putting them together, we get ourselves a secret message. And that message is as follows. Hello everybody and welcome back again to Hello Neighbor. Alright, so you can see we're not at the start of the game like we usually are. That's because I've gone ahead and I've come up here because we needed to be up here for something very important. First of all, we have the biggest secret that we have ever seen in Hello Neighbor, and I'm not exaggerating. There's no exaggerating at all here. This is probably the biggest thing that I've ever seen. And you can see we've gone ahead and trapped the neighbor here, and that took a little bit of work. There is one way to get him trapped in this window, and I'll link a video on that by Doll, a guy who we have done videos with in the past, showing you how to do that exactly, and it's pretty neat. But yeah, we'll link that in the description below. I don't know what's happening with this glue here. I don't know what's going on there. But anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the biggest secret in Hello Neighbor history. So what we have to do, since we've now trapped him, it obviously makes our lives a lot easier. We have to go ahead and get ourselves the keys. So first we need to get the magnet gun, and we can actually go ahead and grab this key up here as well, because we can use it, and we might be able to just use it, maybe. I don't know. We're going to go ahead and get it though. So if we knock that, we're going to grab that key with the magnet gun as well. So let's go get the magnet gun, because it is obviously core to everything that we are doing here. Okay, we have now picked up our magnet gun, so we can go ahead and grab ourselves this key. Since we hit that switch open, that did open the box right there. You don't actually have to jump up there and reach the switch. Luckily, we uncovered that during the live stream. Also, all of this that we are showing today, we uncovered during our live stream. So if you guys did miss that, I'm very sorry about that. You should definitely go check it out, though. I will link that in the description as well. We had an absolute blast, and it's definitely interesting seeing the first reactions of this stuff, because it's very, very interesting stuff. Some of the biggest stuff we've ever seen. But let's go ahead and keep on going here. Keep on continuing with what we are doing here. So we've made our way back over here, and obviously we had to make this jump again, which is a very difficult jump, which might take us a few tries, but we can make that. We are capable of doing such. It just takes a few tries. So let's go ahead and get ourselves across there so that we can get this other key, so that we can get to what we really need to be doing. Okay, we have made our way across. So I couldn't jump it this time. I wasn't enough of a ninja. So I went ahead and wedged the chair in there so we could use it to get across. So now if we go ahead and remove that, we can grab ourselves this second key, and now we have every key in the game that I currently know of. There might be one more possibly hidden in another area, but we haven't found that one yet. Okay, but the first key, the golden key, goes to this lock right here, which we can then open this up, and this gives us a bunch of different stuff. And if we move this out of the way, there we go, we can then get into this other room, which we need access to. But this is not it. Okay, so we open that up. That generator also does power something interesting. We figured out that that generator powers this gate right here, which isn't super useful to us, but it is kind of interesting just knowing that. So now we know that. Okay, and then this opens up to this room, which has nothing in it, believe it or not, which is kind of crazy. Okay, on to the actual secret, the very neat thing that I want to show everyone. Let's go up here. So this is where we use the other key, right here. So in here, up there is a door, and right here is a platform that goes to that door. So if we go ahead and just like push some of this stuff out of the way, because we don't want to have to deal with it, we can grab one of these boxes, and you can see there's a switch over there on the wall. If we are able to throw this just right there, hit the switch, it then lifts us up here. And then what you can see is there's stuff over there on that shelf. You can see there's nothing on the top shelf, but there's stuff over there, and there's a mannequin behind that window, which is kind of creepy. And we can actually make our way through both of these windows by just jumping. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this box, and we're gonna try and break that window. And there we go. So now, if we look behind this door, you can see it's totally blocked off, and you can see there's a shopping cart with a cash register, which is kind of interesting, but you can see it says till, and it has all the buttons, and there's the little cash register screen, which is kind of weird. And there's another door leading to there as well, which we haven't figured that out yet, but we should figure that out soon. But on to the more important secret. Let's go ahead and make our way through this window. Ba-boom. There we go. All right, just knock over the mannequin. He doesn't matter. And we'll follow this ladder right here. Now that we've made our way to the top of the ladder, you can see a few different things around here. You can see that railway going up there, which is kind of interesting, and you can see another one crossing in the other direction, which is actually important to us. And you can also walk around all these different places around here, which is kind of neat. I haven't found anything there so far, but we might find something in the future. But let's continue our journey through this crowded space. Let's get all this stuff out of the way. You can see there's another flashlight and a bunch of other stuff. But if we go ahead in here, you can see here's the old basement door. Now this doesn't currently lead to anywhere, but it's kind of weird that it's just there. And you can also see out the front, and you can see that there's a rail right there. And down there is where we can find the crowbar. But let's move on to this. This is the more important part. Let's get that out of the way. Open this up and go in here. Here we go. Okay, right here, this is it. This is part of the big clue. Right there on the wall, you can sort of see it. You can't see it very well here, but you can sort of see what that is. And if we go ahead and sort of peek through the wall, we can't grab this chair. We can almost grab this chair. If we could just grab this chair, that would make life easier, but we can't do that. So we're gonna have to leave that chair and make our way somewhere else. If you see right here, there's a railway. So if we jump down here, this is in fact the same railway from before, which we can then follow up here to this dead end. Yes. So you can see we were right over there before, so let's just make this jump right here. Well, I'm a little bit of a failure, you know, at life and everything else. So we're gonna have to sort of work our way back over there, hopefully, without falling. And we fell. Okay, well, let's get back up there, and then let's try this again. Okay, so we're taking a little bit of a pause here, because I noticed something in the background. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but there is the sound of a whistling sound, such as a possible train whistle, and a little boy yelling, the same little boy from before, which makes me guess that he's in there. In that covered up room, right there. I feel like he's in there. Okay, but let's move on from that. Let's get back to the secrets that are at hand today. Let's focus on what we're doing here today. Okay, we have made the jump now, and that is what I was talking about before. I believe he could be up there. But let's go ahead and have ourselves a look through here. So you can see, looking through here, we get a perfect view of this QR code, and we can't in fact open this door, even though we saw from the other side that there's nothing on the other side of this. There's nothing locking this, but we can't get to the other side. But there's nothing else in this room other than half of a QR code, and I know where the other half is. So let's go ahead and find the other half real fast, and then we can continue this. So first things first, we're gonna make our way back into that room we were in just before. We can do that by just coming over here and breaking in through the window right here, or just not breaking in. You know, whatever you wanna do, that's cool. Okay, well, I guess we're not going in that way. That's okay, because we can actually come down here onto this porch right here, unlock the door, and go around the long way. It would have been faster had that window broken like it was supposed to, but that's okay. So we come up the stairs, and right in here, we left our flashlight somewhere. Here it is, we're gonna take that with us. But if we drop back in here, you can see there is in fact the key card hiding in this cabinet. So let's go ahead and take this key card, because obviously we need it for the end. But we can also go in this room, which I believe is the room we want. Yes, this is the room that we want. And if we break through this window right here, now we're gonna use the magnet gun because we don't need it anymore. And that window did decide to break, unlike the others. And we'll grab 2 boxes and make our way out to the front porch area right here. Climbing up this ladder, we should be able to find our crowbar. So coming up here, we see over here that there is a little bit of a hole. So we need to stack some boxes in order to get up this hole. So if we go ahead and push that just right there, and then throw another one on top of it like so, we should then be able to climb our way up and get into this hole. And then you can see this is the room with the blue lamp that you can see out front, and there resides our crowbar. So let's go ahead and pick up this crowbar and make our way out to the front yard via the window. So this is where the second piece of our puzzle resides. Sadly, we can't get into the basement in this current alpha, but what we can find is the second part of this secret. So let's go ahead and open this up, and let's get back in here. Get these boards out of the way so that the door can open properly. And here goes nothing. Okay, so this is the current ending to the game, but it's also where we find the secret. Here we are. This is the current ending, but if we go ahead and say, screw the ending, and not pay attention to it at all, if we peek through this door right here, we find the second half of a QR code, which is very interesting. So this is the second piece of the puzzle. This is what we needed. So now taking these two pieces and putting them together, we get ourselves a secret message. And that message is as follows. Can you see it? Remember, 1003063. I had to hide it. They might find out. And that's all the QR code gives us. So it doesn't give us a link to an image. It doesn't give us a new model or a new update download. In fact, it gives us a code. Yet another piece to another puzzle. So this is what I need your help on. I need your ideas. I need every single possible idea you have. Leave it in the comments down below. There's no bad ideas. There's so many possible things that it could be. It could be a phone number, could be coordinates, could be a, I don't know, a secret model hidden in something else. I don't know. So leave every possible suggestion that you have in the comments down below, and we're going to try and figure this one out together, because obviously this is a pretty complicated puzzle that they've set out for us, and there's still a lot more clues, I'm sure, to this puzzle out there that we have to find. But this is a pretty big thing. This is very big, in fact. This is probably the biggest thing that we have ever seen in Hello Neighbor, the biggest secret, and I am super excited about it. So leave all of your comments down below, and I will keep you guys posted on everything new that we find with this puzzle. But yeah, I think that's where we're gonna go ahead and end things. This has been a very interesting episode, and we uncovered something pretty great. Now we get to watch our neighbor cry in sadness, and it's pretty fantastic. I don't know what he's so sad about. I'm starting to feel a little bit bad for him, but not really, you know, only a little bit. Oh man. Okay, but anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode of Hello Neighbor. Be sure to subscribe if you're not already to stay updated on all of the secrets coming up. We're going to be covering every single one, and I hope you guys are having amazing holiday seasons. That's going to be it for today, everybody. I hope you guys have enjoyed.